The majority of men don't seem to have any idea what women actually find attractive and are looking for. Every single time I've come across a video that goes over the topic of how to be a perfect man, by the way, it's something that doesn't exist. It's some daily guide that involves way too little sleep and involves you in some alpha male activity, which is fucking dumb and not what women are looking for. And in the start of this video, I want to make it perfectly clear that I'm talking in the context of healthy long-term relationships, not hookups or short-term dating. I also want to make it clear that when I propose the question of what do women actually want, I'm talking about grown, emotionally mature adults who are looking for a healthy long-term relationship. So bimbos and particles are not taken into consideration in this video. To a lot of men, the perfect man is stoic, successful, works 24/7, is fit, doesn't give in to any distractions. To them, the perfect man is rational, unthinking, and cold. But a man like this cannot be loved. Go and ask your mother if this is the perfect kind of man. I bet she says no. This phenomenon is called failure of cross-sex reading. It refers to the difficulties individuals experience in accurately understanding the thoughts and intentions of the opposite sex, especially in the context of social media, romantic intentions, often assuming the opposite sex desires as looked from the context of your own. This is why teenage boys think that girls like loud cars, money and muscles, because that's what they're into. That's something most men actually never outgrow, and then they wind up on social media telling you that these are the things women actually like. Telling you that in order to get a woman to like you, you have to earn 200k a year and wake up at 5 AM to do some obscure workup schedule. And that's far from the truth. But now for the big reveal. What do women actually want? Turns out women want companionship. Shocking, I know, but companionship is the basis of all healthy relationships. That's why you see tech CEOs' wives leaving them for other men. Because you might think, why would they do that? They have a luxury life, money and status. But they live in a relationship where their husbands don't care about them. Their husbands aren't great companions because they value everything else above their wife. They simply aren't great companions. A lot of mostly men are gonna tell you that you need to be a protector and a provider in order to get a woman. And yes, those are important, but they miss the most important part. It's that companionship comes first. And here's a good measure of that. Are you great friends? A healthy relationship has mostly, maybe 95%, platonic attributes, and a small percentage of romantic attributes. If you can hang out platonically, you can be great companions to each other. And if you can be great companions to each other, then you aren't fit for a relationship. So how can one be a great companion to another? The number one mistake men make is they dismiss the importance of listening. Men tend to, as default, immediately look for a problem and try to solve it. But here's the thing, women more often than not come to you because they want to be heard, not because they want you to solve a problem. Women aren't dumb. They can solve their own issues. She wants to open up to you simply because she wants to be heard. When you immediately go, well, why don't you do this or that, like a dumbass, it's not what she wants to hear. So shut up and listen. Another aspect of good companionship is respect. Respect her and respect her personality. Let her be who she is without trying to change her. Another aspect of a good partner is the ability to be fun and playful. Nobody wants to sit in the car for 6 hours with someone who is too serious and afraid to show any emotion. So let your guard down. Reveal things about yourself and be open. It takes a brave man to be vulnerable. And in a relationship, you must be brave. Let your guard down and joke around and try to be a fun companion. Just like you'd be with your best mates. Some men seem to have this idea that they have to portray an image of a stoic, serious man in order to be loved. But that's usually the opposite. It's hard to love someone when there's nothing to love. You can't connect with someone who has their guard up all the time. So apart from companionship, what else are women looking for? Let's talk about bodies for a moment. Dadbods have risen in popularity, which tells you that you don't need to be in a great shape to be in a healthy, happy relationship. However, fit and goal-oriented women tend to be more into fit men. The ideal male body type isn't nearly as extreme as a lot of men seem to think. The perfect for a majority of women seems to be an athletic build with a bit of muscle and around 10 to 20% body fat. Healthy and athletic seem to be the most commonly described attributes of a perfect male body. Basically train like a hybrid athlete. Lift and do sports. And that is the golden ticket. There's no need to chuck Tren and white monsters down your throat at 1 AM while you get 4 hours of sleep before work, or however the fuck the steroids are even taken. Don't chuck needles down your throat, kids. It's not a good idea. I'm not gonna start talking about ideal height or chunk size or hair color, because those are things we can't control. The point is that there is someone out there who is attracted to your unique appearance. And I'd just like to state it here that the size of your sausage doesn't really matter, as long as you know how to use it. And the ideal size isn't nearly as big as men seem to think. The ideal seems to be 5 to 6 inches, and 4 works just as well as 7 does. 8 is too much for most women, and 3, well, learn to use your fingers is all I'm saying. What matters way more is how you use it and what other skills you have in bed. But all in all, things you can't control, like your height, the size of your sausage, aren't something you should absolutely stress on. It is what it is, and somebody is attracted to that as well. Men tend to make partner choices based on looks more than women, because evolutionary men wanted a healthy woman who was going to produce healthy and beautiful offspring. And the way you look is biologically connected to how healthy you are. And the mind hasn't evolved that much since then, and that's still how men think, mostly. Coming back to the failure of cross-sex reading, men highly overestimate how much women actually care about looks. Yes, your appearance matters, but not as much as men seem to think. You need proof? Just think that one ugly fat popular kid in your school who somehow backed the biggest baddie there is. Yeah. However, despite all this, I do want to make the point that if you want to improve your chances and be a better partner if you already have one, then you should take care of your appearance as well. If you truly want your woman to desire you, you have to play the part. Take care of your grooming and throw those shitty old pajamas away and invest in some nice comfortable linen pants. Throw away your skinny jeans and invest in some straight fit jeans and wear them with some nice boots. Just flip the script for a moment and imagine this. Would you want your woman to walk around in shitty clothes all the time? No, so get yourself together and invest in your appearance. While looks do matter, for women, non-physical attributes are far more important than physical ones. If you want to improve your chances, you need to work on your confidence, kindness, emotional stability, and maturity. Women tend to want a partner who'd be a great father. A great father is emotionally mature and stable. He can handle conflict with calmness. He is kind and forgiving, but also tough when needed. He can protect and provide for his family, but also play with Barbies for his daughter. He is confident in himself and has patience to answer his children's 101 millionth question. Yes, there's looks in the game, but mostly non-physical attributes are what actually count. A lot of men make the mistake that when they do a glow up, they only work on their physical attributes and still dismiss their anger issues and insecurity. This will help, but only to an extent. If you truly want to find a sweet, loving woman that you can spend the rest of your days with, then you need to work on your non-physical attributes. Lastly, I want to stress that nobody is perfect. In relationships, you are going to fuck up. You are going to forget, and you're going to be in a bad mood on occasion. But that doesn't define you or the relationship. It's not how you fall, it's how you get up. Mistakes don't define you as a partner. It's how you handle them. If you resort to yelling and throwing tantrums, it doesn't matter how you look. You'll never be a great partner. But if you apologize for your mistakes and make actions to assure that you don't make those mistakes again, then you are going to be a good partner. And that is the kind of man women want. Because it takes bravery to admit one's mistakes. I hope you guys found this video helpful. I know there's just gonna be a bunch of alpha males reacting to this, maybe in the comments writing their own statements. But take what you heard from me with a grain of salt, take what you hear from them with 2 buckets of salt, and thank you from the bottom of my heart for making it to the end. And before you go, I'll sign off with a quote, as has become a tradition for me. A healthy relationship is 2 whole people choosing to grow together, not 2 broken halves trying to compete each other. It's built on respect, trust, and freedom to be yourself fully. And knowing that you'll be loved, not for filling a void, but for sharing a journey.